Back in 2020, I saw a Veritasium video titled, "Is success luck or hard work?"
During the COVID lockdown, this headline went viral. Nearly half of men say they do most of the homeschooling. 3% of women agree.
He made a simulation of NASA applicants. It gave every applicant a randomly generated skill mark out of 100 and a randomly generated luck mark out of 100 as well. Then it combined those in 95 to 5% ratio and made a top list of 11 applicants who were selected out of the over 18,000 applicants. It's 2022, and now that I'm finally in university and studying computer science, I wanted to try this myself using whatever I learned in the first semester. So here are the topics that I learned in the first semester. First things first, let's lay out a plan on paper. First, I need to make a list of lists, and the three elements are skill, luck, and combined score. And this is the formula I'm gonna use to find out the combined score. The most important thing needed for this task is a random number generator. So I googled, found a function, and tested it out in a small capacity. It worked perfectly. I had a list of lists where every number was randomly generated. Then I added the formula of combined scores and sorted the list based on the combined scores. This too was successful. And now I'm taking it to the bigger scale. I'm printing out the top 11 applicants out of the 18,000. This was the first hiccup that I stumbled upon. All of the top 11 candidates had perfect scores. I thought about it for a while, but since I did not find any issues in my code, I just decided to run the loop 1,000 times and find out the average. I typed in the code, and then I had to stare at this thing for 14 minutes. The wait was bad enough, but the result was even more disappointing. I was very frustrated, but determined to find out what is wrong. So I did some good old tracing, and I found out the two problems in my code. First one was here, where I put 180,000 instead of 18,000. And here I was supposed to put 1,000 into 11. I solved those and ran the code. This time it didn't take much time to run, and the result was pretty reasonable. But it was still a little far from Veritasium's result, 94.7. So just to be sure, I readjusted the number again to 18,300. But the result was pretty similar as expected. After I was done with the main task, I found out some extra information that might be helpful to us. This is the list of 25 people who got in with the least amount of luck, and the lowest was 85. Here is the chart of lowest, average, and highest luck scores. And these are the 25 lowest skill scores. Notice how there is no one without a perfect skill score who got in. Firstly, my result don't quite match with Veritasium's. In his simulation, the average luck score was 94.7, and in mine, it is 97.1. Now, this may not seem like a lot, but in this context, it is. However, I'm not gonna debate if my simulation was better or more correct or not. I'm gonna talk about something else that I found out in this experiment that opened my eyes to a bigger issue. Remember, I made a mistake of working with 180,000 data instead of 18,000 data, and it actually gave me an average luck score of 99.9945%. And that is what opened my eyes to this issue here. What is it? It is that luck plays a bigger role whenever the sample size is bigger. So I put in two more numbers and ran the simulation two more times, 180 and 1800. And look what I found here. luck is definitely relative to the sample size. And we can actually observe this in real life as well. First movers or early adopters always have a significant advantage over the others. Why? Because when they started, they had little competition. So for them, it was hard work that played bigger role. Now imagine if you were to make Facebook and try to be as successful as Mark Zuckerberg. Can you do that? I mean, of course you can do that. Nothing is impossible. But you will need to ride your luck more than Zuck ever needed. So my takeaway from all this is, be the risk taker, be the trendsetter. Don't just do what everyone else is doing and be too much reliant on your luck. This video is sort of a trial run before I start working on bigger projects. So please let me know how I can improve in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon. Bye bye.